Hello YouTube family, Greg D here with TGN, and we are back for another DCUO video. And today we're going to be talking, or I should say I'm making another episode in the beginner's guide. And recently I've gotten a few questions about like the importance of skill points and how to get skill points, and specking into, do I do precision, do I do might, that kind of thing. So I'll probably break this up into like maybe an episode or two. I don't think I want to cover this in one episode, but the first one we're going to do here is we're going to talk about the importance of skill points and how you go about getting them as you go through the game. And then maybe we'll make another episode telling you how to spec your skill points depending on whether you're a DPS or a healer or a controller or whatever the case is. So what happens is, if you go into your traits here, you'll notice that you have powers and you have skills and you have loadouts. So now as you go through the game, you'll notice feats pop up. It'll say like feat achieved, for example. So if you go over here into your deeds, this is your feats. So basically what you do is you get feat points for completing feats. Now there's feats literally in every aspect of the game, from the bases to the styles to roaming the maps to completing, as you see here, there's solo ones, there's research and development one, there's ones for PvP, there's ones for duos, there's ones for how fast you complete them. So basically, and each feat has a number of feat points for it. So as you see on the top there, you have a bar that says to the next skill point, 100. So basically, for every 100 feat points you get, you gain a skill point. Now, as you look here in the actual under the feats, everything that has a 1 star by it is worth 10 feat points, and these are usually fairly easy. 2 stars are worth 25 feat points. These ones are a little harder. And then if you have ones that have 3 stars by them, like these ones, for example, these are 50 feat points. These are going to be even harder still. But the goal here is to complete as many feats as possible, and that's how you get skill points. Now, going back here to the actual skills itself, as you see, I have 132 skill points, which is okay. It's not great. Some of the top tier players, which I'm definitely not a top tier player by any means, but most of the top tier players have like 200, maybe 210, 220 skill points. I have 132 because, honestly, in my own opinion, I do not have the patience to go through and grind through some of these feats. You know, some of these feats you have to literally play some instances over and over and over and over and over and over, and I just do not have the patience for that whatsoever. So can you get more skill points than this? Absolutely. If you go back here, I know I keep going back and forth, but if you look here, sorry, the mic's acting up again. If you look here, there are a total of 1,481 feats as of the end of March 2017. And there's constantly more feats added with each new DLC or episode that we get, with each new style set, with the seasonal events. There's always feats being added, so the opportunity for you to get skill points is awesome. So now basically, once you do get your skill points, what you want to do is you want to come into your skills tree and you have 2 sets. So you'll have your movement mode and your weapons. Now if you look in your weapons, as you can see here, each one of these is a skill point. So once you come down the first part of the tree here, you'll see you'll gain stuff. You'll permanently gain 10 precision. You'll permanently gain 5 restoration. You'll permanently gain 24 health. Now you have all of these things down here, which are different depending on which role that you want to take. So for example, I started out with a 2-handed, so this is the first tree that I did, and I'm a DPS. So with DPSing, I want to go with critical attack chance, and the other one, which is might in this case. If you're a controller, you want to get the power ones. If you're more of a healer, maybe you want to get more of the health points. So it all depends on which role you want to focus on. If you want to be a hybrid, there's always that opportunity. There's always the ability to do that. But the importance of skill points is basically the more skill points that you have, the more of these things you'll be able to actually fill up. So as you see here, I have pretty much every tree filled up the way that I want it. If you go through, like eventually, once you hit level 9, as you level up through the actual like initial story mode, you unlock all of the weapons. So even though I don't have a dual wield weapon, I can still go into the tree and spec out the way that I want it. And as you see here, like I don't have enough skill points to do might for that particular tree. But in the case of DPSing, the first thing that I want to do is critical attack chance, critical attack damage, which I'll probably go over in more detail in the next little episode here. But like I said, the more feat points you get, the more skill points you get, and the more of these points that you can get. And obviously, the more of these points that you get, the stronger your stats will be. And especially now that the stats revamp will be coming out, probably in the summer, maybe even in the fall. Not sure about the timing or anything, but the more stats that you have, the better and the stronger your character will be, and the more that those stats will matter, because they're kind of like revamping it so that we're kind of going back to the beginning of the game when it wasn't about just having, you know, the top end gear. You had to have the stats to go with the top end gear in order to be a strong player and to get through the instances, especially like you know, at the time in the beginning of the game, instances only went up to tier 4, and tier 4 was like super duper difficult, especially if you didn't have the skill points. So the importance of skill points is I can't even stress it enough how important skill points are, so that you can get you can fill out these trees. Usually in the movement modes, personally, I don't really fill out too many besides like the super speed. For other roles, you may want to fill some of these out, but totally up to you. Like I said, personally, I don't have the patience to go through and do some of these feats, but I would suggest that you go through the feats, find some easy ones that you can do really quickly, especially if you haven't done them yet, and do them. Also, there is another thing. I don't know if I have any to unlock with this character, but no, I don't think that I do. But once you finish feats with one character, they become unlockable for your alternate characters once you have replay badges, which is an awesome, awesome thing. And I don't think that I have any with this particular character. Damn it, of course, once I want to show you guys, I don't have any. But what you basically do is it'll have like a number, as you see in the top right there. Those are my replay badges. I have 240. So basically what you'll see is underneath one of these feats, there will next to it be one of the little star symbol with a number. It'll be 1, 3, or 5, and it'll say unlock feat. So you, in this case, in PlayStation, you'd hit the unlock feat button, and you're able to unlock that feat with your alternate characters from your main character, which is awesome. So you don't have to like start totally from scratch. If you want to do an alternate character, you can kind of, like in this case, I have 132 skill points. So with my other alternate characters, as soon as I get them up to, or as soon as I open them up, or, you know, create them, I can. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. My kid stepped on the cord and unplugged my headset. But so basically, once I create a character, I can have 132 skill points with any of my alternate characters. So I think that just about covers everything that I wanted to go over for the moment. Like I said, I'll probably break this up into another episode like this, just to kind of go into further detail how I personally would spec skill points. I kind of made a video about that, but I can go into more further detail, especially from a beginner's perspective. So with that being said, guys, we're going to conclude this video right here. So thank you guys so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, we shall see you soon.